So guys, welcome back to another video of the Starbase update. Today we're not going to recap this week only and also previously because I did miss the previous week also. Even I though missed the entire July recap. I really did not upload any single recap of the Starship Flight 10 approach because I was in a different situation, so I cannot reveal that situation here. But just assume I was doing very good, and from the point I'm still struggling with my technical devices. So, yeah, that's why I'm going to do the whole July recap. I'm not going by the dates. I'm not going by the every week, but we can. But I can tell you the summary of the July, that what exactly happened in July, and what exactly in happened in the end of the July. So let's start over. Let's start this, not start over, and let's begin the entire Starship, the Starbase update of the entire July plus this week of the Starbase. So let's see what happened exactly. So the first thing we have to go through the this week summary of the Starbase recap activities. The first thing that happened this week like the Starbase wasn't only the thing that is going to redo after the Starship Ship 36 static fire, because the SpaceX has decided to redo the spin prime testing at least to qualify and verify the reinstalled and changed and swapped the RVAC or sea level engine on a Ship 36 after its the 6 engine static fire attempt on the 2 August. Yes, the ship 36 undergone is the successful static fire at the 2 August, and you're not gonna believe on this because Spaces is a concur at the iteration. They can adapt, innovate, and prove it. That's why they are absolutely ahead of the any companies, and they did what exactly they intend to do by using the static like Starship transportation stand, transforming into the adapter for the like partially sit onto the orbital launch mount that is not intended to the make for the Starship, but still they did it, right? So after the static fire, there was a prominent signs of there's something went wrong with the one RVAC or one sea level, but that must have swap while doing making this video. And there is a yeah, since this week has started, there is something is odd happening because the all the star to like our Starship static fire adapter has removed from the orbital launch ground at the first date after post static fire attempt of the Ship 36 after it gone and went back to the our Megabit 2, and they assumed everything was amazing and everything was fine. So they were moving to reconfigure the orbital launch point into the launch position, situation, because they want to remove everything they have like added and made over the Starship flight orbital launch mount. And for the super heavy booster, this booster 16 will gonna be sit onto this, right? So this everything is redid because they reinstall the static fire adapter on the orbital launch mount. They removed the multiple clamps onto the Starship orbital launch mount, and this is how they are planning to do and redo the spin prime testing in our 8 days. We don't know when they will go for the spin prime, but there is no sign of the the rollout of the Ship 36. So we are assuming the Ship 36 will roll out with the proper the like loading of the Starlink's like Starlink simulators, or maybe nothing is going to happen. It will roll out with the empty, hopefully, because we are not taking the risk here, right? So doing that, this nothing is happened yet, but still potential chances for the roll out of the C36 for the spin prime testing. But the one thing is happened that is a very heartbreaking for some point, because the booster 16 was rolled to the our rocket garden for the potential stay up, but it's the very older brother, and it's almost we can call the veteran level booster. The booster 2L was moved into the Mega Wave 1. I don't know what is their intention, what they are doing with the booster 2L. It's complete devastating movement for us. So hopefully pray for that the booster 2 should not be scrapped because it's a monumental piece of the engineering, because booster 12 was the first ever booster that achieved its the intended goal and was the first ever cadet team and landing precisely on orbital launch mount chopstick arm. So this is a very crazy thing. I never gonna be forget this booster. This booster has a very large fan following, and we absolutely love its resilience to the multiple failures, and still it made the successful landing on a chopstick arm by re-entry, by reaching and deploying the Starship into the suborbital phase. Amazing fleet of the booster 12. Hopefully, and like the some sources on X is saying that this booster is going to be have the engine installation and for the public display reasons. And I don't believe on that thing, but I'm still potentially hoping for that would happen. Hopefully that should be happen, right? So this week is a packed with the nothing but more interesting part of the booster 12 and booster 16 rollout to the Megaway. I mean Rocket Garden. Along with the lot of things going on at the pad B, there's a multiple thing happen. So let's see the entire July recap in this video. So the first after the ship 36 entire after the ship 36 explosion, the unintended explosion led the mishap report of this burst up entire the starship, and that mishap report has been resolved after that because there was only the COPV issue led the entire explosion, right? And after the like 19 June, there was a not significant work undergoing on for the planning for the ship 37 static fire, but there was some movement for the messy outpost cleanup work or debris removal thing, and they all of that thing done within the almost like 3 weeks. They cleaned all the nearby rivers, nearby uh, vegetation areas for to clean up the potential damage to the vegetation areas by the starship debris, and they did it flawlessly. And they recovered a lot of the debris from the ground, the lake, and the plant. And they also removed a lot of the vertical and the horizontal tanks of the locks, CS4, and subcoolers. And vaporizer is the main thing. They absolutely nearby to the explosion, so that's why they moved from them. And after that, the SpaceX decided something crazy on a like second week of the July, because they moved they because yeah the first week of July or second week of July, when the SpaceX moved the Starship transportation stand to the launch pad to do something special, and we were not sure about what they're gonna do, but there is some speculation was promoted for the actual future plan for the Ship 37 attempt of the static fire. I'm really sure, and we were anticipating that when this is gonna be happen, but end of the July they did made the redesigning of the entire the stand into the adapter, and they made the successful static fire attempt of the ship 37 on 31st July, when the ship 37 attempted is the flawless second engine static fire for the in space reignition purpose. And another attempt was like aborted due to the range violation issue, and then attempt was taken for the 6 engine certifier on a 2 August in this month, and that was a when that was a performed very good, right? And in the entire July was focused on a only Starship along with the Pad B reconstruction and also construction areas where the Pad Bs are taking up for the our future Starship Block 3. So the pad B received the multiple things. The first thing this pad received was the all the hold on clamps for the booster, and the hold on clamps is successfully installed in a first week of the and second week or third week of the July, and then they install the BQD hood along the BQD hardware that's called the BQD, the booster quick disconnect hardware that is essential to provide the power and fuel to the entire booster. And these two BQD is installed successfully with the hood, and this is amazing fleet because they done it within the 4 week of the entire July. And then we done a lot of things like multiple tests of the chopstick arms, multiple reinforcement for the future testings, and the messy outpost is got a little partial alive. You're not gonna believe the SpaceX did made a something a special before the Ship 37 attempt. The SpaceX has rolled out the Ship 38 of the Flight 11 vehicle. We don't know it Flight 11 or Flight 10, but still, just say the Flight 11 vehicle, the booster, sorry, the Starship 38 moved to the Mesa outpost out of the nowhere. People were thinking SpaceX will take a 3 months to refurb the entire barrel, but SpaceX is SpaceX. They are on a next level pace. That's why the SpaceX did make the entire thing possible, uh, partial functioning the entire massive outpost for the at least doing the cryo testing. And cryo testing was happened flawlessly on a ship 38 after the two attempts were aborted. I don't know why they pretend to aborted, but also the cryo testing happened along with the page door opening. Hopefully it will open in the flight 10, but I'm really saying. And before that ship 37 static fire on a day, on the same day of the ship 37 single engine static fire, the ship 38 has performed the successful cryo testing, and that was a hallmark and remarkable thing for the entire the Starship fleet. I'm really saying we are on the cadence. Don't worry if it delayed on only 1 month. So we are on the cadence. We are on a track. We're going to happen. We're going to see. We are going to happen this week, right? And upcoming updates are the indicating there is a the Starship flight 10 is must happen like on a 17 August. 17 August is a potential hazard zone indication for the our Gulf of America, and there is a noticeable thing to see. Booster 16 is not gonna be a 10 for to the catch. I don't know why they are choosing this, but some range issue and the exclusion zones are indicating there is a null. The return to the launch site is potentially scheduled for the entire catch sequence. Hopefully, species will re-evaluate, or maybe they will not intend to do. It should not be happen, right? So, bye guys. I'm little soon as possible. So guys, the welcome. Sorry. So guys, the I'm meeting as soon as possible before the Starship Flight 10. I'm really excited for the Flight 10 gonna be take place in August. Hopefully, the redo of the swing prime test will go successfully. I'm really excited for this one. And Ship Booster 16 is awaiting for the STF flight. Good sign. Booster 12 is undergoing suspicious activities. It's very concerning potentially, but let's see later what will happen. So bye.